So you want to be a king. And by king I don't mean some cringe royalty or a short king. No, I mean a person with power. Because right now you're probably just an autistic dork that people secretly make fun of. But you don't want people to make fun of you. You want people to be influenced by you. You want people to be inspired by you. You want people to respect you. You want them to follow you. You want power. Because it is in the human nature to crave power. Now people will say, power is evil, wanting power makes you an evil person. But that is not relevant, because it doesn't change the fact that we as people still crave power deep down. Like, why do you think that historically there have been so many dictators? Like, sure, it was bad, but why were there so many dictators in the first place that were hungry for power? Why were so many people historically obsessed with power? It is because it is in the human nature to crave power deep down. Because we all want to feel powerful, whether we like it or not. And so today I will teach you how you can feel powerful as well. And I'm gonna do that by telling my story. So when I was in middle school, I was basically the quiet kid that was sitting in the corner and had basically no friends. And then eventually I had this crush on like this girl in like my other class, and one day I mustered the courage to speak to this girl, and this girl seemed to accept me for who I am. She was not just like completely repulsed, and she actually wanted to talk to me. And then a bunch of other pretty girls from like other classes started talking to me, and I was like, wow, I'm this popular kid. I am receiving attention from girls. And that made me convinced that I was all of a sudden this like attractive ladies man. I was no longer this quiet kid that was sitting in the corner all the time. And when I then thought that I was this like attractive ladies man, I felt so good about myself because I felt like I had power. I felt like I had power over all those pretty girls. That those pretty girls were all obsessed over me. That they all wanted to date me. They wanted to do stuff with me. And I just like felt so proud of this power. I felt so powerful. I felt like this omnipotent god. And people will say, having power over women, that's bad. Don't you realize that women are human beings as well? How dare you want power over human beings, you unethical monster? And fair enough. I'm not saying it is good, but it doesn't change the fact that I felt powerful back then. And feeling powerful back then was something that gave me happiness. Like, I felt like this omnipotent god. I felt like a king. And so, as a result, I would walk like on the streets in like a dark alley in the evening, because you can do that in Sweden. In Sweden, it is very normal to like walk in the city late at night. And so you walk, I just like walked there, and I had headphones on and I blasted like epic music. I listened to like epic music, and I was walking there in the night, and I felt like this powerful, badass, hardcore god king. I was like, oh yeah, I have this much power over those girls. I felt I was like the attractive one, and it felt so amazing. But then things went downhill. The girl I had a crush on rejected me. She said that she did not have any romantic feelings for me the same way I had for her. And then I kept getting rejected, ghosted, and used by other girls. Meanwhile, my peers would get into relationships, and it did not make sense to me. I was like, but I am the attractive one. I am the king. I am the one with power. Why are girls rejecting me? And why are they dating those like other average guys instead? It did not make sense to me. Until eventually I started a YouTube channel. I started this YouTube channel and I started putting myself on the internet and showing my face. And I got criticisms that I am not attractive at all. And then I realized that all the girls that were giving me attention in middle school, they were not necessarily attracted to me. They were just being nice to me. And I confused people being nice to me with people liking me and even being attracted to me, because I have autism and I have a difficulty with differentiating those like social cues and knowing what people think about me. And so I felt like all the power that I felt when I was walking down the street and feeling like this king was fake. It was all built on lies, and my whole world turned upside down and tumbled down, and I became miserable and I became depressed and I started hating myself. But that was like the feelings that I felt like back then when I thought that I was attractive. It was an amazing feeling. I loved feeling like this powerful, omnipotent God, this like powerful, huge king, mighty king, almighty king. I loved this feeling of power, and I wanted this feeling back. I wanted to feel that feeling again, because this feeling was so awesome, man. And people will say, oh, this feeling is bad, wanting power over women, bad, it makes you an evil person, this is the problem with the patriarchy, this is why women choose the bear over the man. Yeah, fair enough. But this was something that made me happy, and I wanted to be happy again, and so I wanted power. However, I realized one day that the reason why I wanted to have power over others was because I barely had power over myself. I felt like people were constantly walking over me all the time. I felt like people were constantly babying me because of my stupid autism, that I could not do anything on my own. And so people had to micromanage me all the time. And this is something you might experience as an autistic. You will get bullied a lot, probably. You will get rejected a lot, probably. People will walk all over you and you will feel like you just have no control over your life. And so the rare moments when you feel like you have some kind of control, whether it's over a person, a living person, or an object, whenever you feel control over someone or something, you feel this power and it makes you feel happy, because that is one of the very few moments when you feel like you have some kind of power and control in your life. It's one of those like rare moments for you. And so eventually I decided to take control over my life. I did a lot of things that I never thought I was able to do. I started this channel. I reached out to that crush that rejected me in middle school, and I apologized for how I was unable to take her no as an answer, and how I kept bothering her because I could not accept that she was rejecting the attractive guy. I actually had the humility to apologize to her. And then I started this course, a course that you can find in the description. It's called The Safe Space, where I teach how you can be the best version of yourself and how you can like take control over your life when you have autism. Something that I'm kind of talking about in this video. And I started setting boundaries with other people. I started saying no to many things. And that way, I felt like I all of a sudden had some control over my life. I started making clear with other people that this is what I want, this is what I don't want. I was no longer a people pleaser that was just trying to get validation from other people. I was prioritizing my own mental and spiritual health and my own self-worth. And by that, I managed to take control over my life. And that way, I kind of managed to become this powerful king that I thought I was when I was getting attention from pretty girls in middle and high school. And so what I'm saying is, if you want to become a mighty king, you gotta take control of your life.